Either most people have already become insane, mad, and given to paranoia, insanity, depression, and many other psychological problems and social circumstances in the world, or they are just on the brink or at the breath of becoming finally insane, mad. Obviously, not necessarily because they're inherently corrupt, internally evil, intrinsically bad, but because of the kind of gross inequality and rampant injustice, corruption, poverty, joblessness, unfairness they're having to face, they're exposed or subjected to, or they are struggling with in their lives, obviously because of social failure, because of the failure, downfall of the government itself, because of the complete collapse and misery of the entire modern system, which is built around the principles of necessity, compliance, compromise, obligation, pretense, and nihilism in one way or another. And now we have been inflicted with all these qualities. We are literally struggling with overcoming all these conditions in our lives in one way or another, because it's all about compliance, pretense, compromise, and obedience. Under these conditions, our relations, communications, jobs survive, or we just lose everything, even though we have thought, said, done nothing wrong, immoral, unjust, or unfair in our lives. But just because we see the reality, speak the truth, do the righteous kinds of things in life, we are criticized, condemned, and even scapegoated by not only our beloved friends, close acquaintances, and other dearly people, but also by the society in general, because the whole modern society is ultimately mediocre, monotonous, pretentious, repetitive, and unconscious largely, and that's why it just projects its own sins upon the man and women of authenticity, truthfulness, righteousness, and consciousness, because most people are ultimately biased, sellouts, partial in their lives in one way or another, and they know that. So it's very difficult to basically live in this world and still be happy, still smile, when we know the people on the other side ultimately pretending, acting, playing to be something they are not, apparently, in their lives in one way or another. And when we also know that we are struggling with a whole lot of problems, we are scapegoated, we are dealing with repression, social suppression strategies. We can neither live with, nor express, nor communicate our individuality, authenticity, truthful consciousness, or we are scapegoated. So, this repression inevitably results in depression, unstable behavior, and dysfunctional attitude for almost all of us in one way or another. So, it's very difficult to live in this discriminating, partial, corrupt, and unconscious sort of world and still survive without madness or being mad and still scapegoated. So when